Hey Kurt, how's it going? Hey, just wanted to give you an update here. Here are your valves, okay? And this is the top of them. There's the rocker arm for the intake. And right down here is the rocker arm for the exhaust. Okay, where am I at? Right here. That on the tip of my finger, that's the rocker arm. It's moved to the side right now, so I moved it over in that direction. And so what I was doing was getting the engine up to top dead center and putting a feeler gauge up underneath the rocker arm and that little disc shaped thing right down there. That disc is called a shim, and so there are different sizes shims that you put in there. You take out old ones and you put new ones in to get the thickness just where it needs to be. Now, on the intake, when measuring the intake, right there, that's good. That is within tolerance. I think it's like 10 hundredths of centimeter or something like that. I have the specific feeler gauges and specifications, so I am doing it correct. It's just I know that the intake valve is good. The exhaust valve down there, it called for like 0.19 millimeter of a gap between that rocker arm right there and the tappet, or the plug thing, right? It's a little disc. And so it called for 0.19 plus or minus 3 millimeters, plus or minus 0.03 millimeters, so that would be 22 would be the most gap you could have in between the rocker arm and that little plug disc. And it is measuring at 0.25, so it's a couple of those little increments out. Whether or not, and I gotta pick up another. I just called the Donaldson Cycle Shop. They do sell them onesie twosies with those little pucks for the spacing, correct spacing. So I gotta, bring this one in, tell them what I'm measuring, and then they'll give me the correct puck to put back in there into the exhaust space right here. Let me see if I can grab this out now. While I got you on video, let's see if you can watch this happen. I'm gonna grab this out of here, see if it'll come out really easy. Should really use a magnet, and I might just do that. Just trying to make sure it doesn't fall down into the engine. I'll grab that out of there later. But anyway, just wanted to give you an update. So this machine's supposed to have 202 psi doing a compression test, and it had when I first tried it, it was 20 psi, and I actually got it up when I was able. That was with a kickstart, and then when I got a good battery on there, it got up to 30 psi. It's supposed to have 202 psi. So whether it's leaking or a fuel pump, none of that's really going to matter right now until this compression gets to where it needs to be. The exhaust valve being out of spec could possibly cause that. Engines do run when the valves are way out of adjustment. They still run. The compression might be a little low, but they have enough compression to at least run. I don't see, honestly, how this is going to, make a real big difference, but that's what I'm going to do to at least eliminate that issue. Once I do that, and if it still does not run well, or if it doesn't measure good compression, I gotta start digging deeper, and that means basically taking this top end off, checking the once I get the top and the head off with the valves, I'm just gonna have to take a look at the valves and make sure that they look good, that they're not burnt, they're not stuck, that kind of stuff, and then go from there. Is it a head gasket? Are the valves worn out? That's just gonna have to. It's going to require taking that head off, okay, which is a decent job. But first I'm going to go ahead. Tomorrow I'll pick up that disc that I need, the correct size, and then go from there. And I'll keep you updated.